Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a basic monogram as well as the split monogram. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've already opened Cricut Design Space. I've got a new page going here. So for the first monogram, you're going to come to dafont.com, which is just like this. So dafont.com, I'll have that link down below. And I've done a previous video on this, so I'll have that link down below as well. So when you get to dafont.com, we're going to be using this one right here. You're going to come to dafont.com, you're going to come to the search bar, and you're going to type in monogram. Then you're going to hit search, and this will be the first one that comes up. This is the one we need. You're going to hit download, and like I said, if you need instructions on how to do that, I'll have it linked down below. So once you have that installed, you're going to come to your Cricut Design Space, come to text. We're going to come up here and type in monogram. Alright, so as you type in monogram, here it is. Alright, so if you hit your shift or your caps lock, this is what you're going to get. So I'm going to do the letter C-A-T. So if I do that and I hit, the shift button, C-A-T, it's going to come out as more of a shadow, just like this. So what I like to do, you're just going to do it like a regular letter instead of like making it an uppercase. So you're going to hit C-A-T, because no matter which way you do it, they're all going to be uppercase. So if you try to hit it to make it an uppercase, it's going to do the shadow, or if you do the lowercase, it's going to do it just like this. All right, so what I like about doing this, and I do them all together instead of separate, is I can now size them to how I want them. And then what I like about this is the new feature that Cricut has right here, the Advanced tool. So what you're going to do is click that. You're going to hit Ungroup to Letters. And now they're going to be individual, but they're all the exact same size. So for the next step that you're going to do, you're going to come over here to hit Shapes, and you want to get the square. So as usual, what I like to do is I like to keep one right here, and then I hit the duplicate button, which is right here, and I work off of just hitting duplicate. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to size this down, and I'm going to move this square out of my way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this, so the first letter that we need to keep for this one here, for this one right here, we want to keep the end piece here. For this one, we want the middle, and this one, we want the last piece. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our square here. I'm going to hit unlock, that way I can make it longer. And I just want to fit it in there without touching anything else. So I'm a little on the edge, just like that. All right, so once I have those two pieces covered, I'm going to hit select, and that way I can come over here and hit slice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these pieces here, just like this. All right, so I want this piece. Now for the next one here, we want this center piece right here, so we have to do it in two parts. So we're going to need two squares, so we're going to come back up to duplicate. All right, so what I'm going to do is same thing. I'm going to unlock this, so we can kind of drag it down. I'm going to come up and duplicate that again, so I don't have to do that twice. Just take one over this piece right here. Make sure we're not touching anything else. Grab the rest of it, hit slice. All right, we're going to delete these pieces here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this same size box here, do the same thing, select those, hit slice. All right, we're going to delete these here. All right, so there's our next letter. All right, for the last one, once again, we just need this piece here. So I'm going to take a square again, duplicate, and we're going to just size this down and come right over these last pieces here, just making sure I'm not touching anything else, just like that. We're going to hit select, grab the T, hit slice. All right, so what we're going to do is delete these pieces here, just like that. All right, so now we have these pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my middle letter here, use the arrow over on my laptop, that way I can keep it all in line, and bring that in as close as I'm wanting it. Grab the next one, arrow over on my laptop, bringing it in as close as I want, so just like that. Now what we can do is hit select and attach. All right, so now this is one solid piece, and then you can size it to however you want, just like that. So that's how you would do a basic monogram. All right, so let's move that guy out of the way, and now let's work on the split monogram. For the split monogram, you want to go back to text here, I'm going to come up here to Times. So I'm going to take this away. You can use whatever font that you want to, but I've chose to use Times. So I've got Times here. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the letter M. All right. So the easiest way that I have found to do this. So what you're going to do next is you're going to take this M here and you're going to come up here to the width and you're going to change, or to the height, to the height, and you're going to come to 4. So we're going to change that to 4 inches. The reason why is it makes it so much easier. I can then come up here to these 4 boxes here and get that real even. So once that's even, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my square here and I'm going to come right on top of, so I may move this down a little bit so that way my square can fit. So making sure those are between those squares. I'm going to come right here at 2 inches. So we need to move this down again. All right. So what I'm going to do, let me make sure that's even on my squares just like that. I'm going to take my box and come right to this second square. So I got 1, 2. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my M and I'm going to select my box, hit slice. So that way they are completely even. All right, so I can do that. I can change, since I did that one, I can change this back to black. All right, so now what I can do is the arrow up on my laptop, I can bring this up to where I'm wanting it to be. So say I'm wanting it somewhere right about there. We can resize this here in a minute when we get done. All right, so once I have that where I want it, I'm going to come back to shapes. I'm going to take a square. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit unlock. We're going to come back up here to the sizes here. So the width, we're going to change to, let's see, let me come back to my M. So the width of my M is 5151. So what I want to do is take my square, come back up here to width, and I'm going to change that to 5.151. All right, so now the square is the exact same width as my M here. If you go over it just like that, all right, so it's the same width. So then what I like to do is hit the unlock here, and I'm going to change the height of this to 0.03. That's what I've found has been best for this. All right, so then I'm going to hit the lock button back. I'm going to come over here to duplicate right here, and I'm going to duplicate that. All right, so then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this exactly where I want it, so trying to make it even. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click this, so I have this square clicked. I'm going to click this part of the M. I'm going to hit align center horizontally. All right, then I'm going to take my next square here, put it down here. Then I'm going to select this square, just this square and this square. Then we're going to come back up to align, which is right here, and we're going to select center horizontally again. So now everything is centered. We're going to select everything, and we're going to come down here to weld and weld it. All right, so now this whole thing is welded and it's one piece. So just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to text and I'm going to type in the name. All right, and then I'll get that in here and try to get it sized about where I want it to be, just like that. So say I was happy with something like that, I would just center it up. All right, so you would have it just like that. Or once you get it sized and centered about where you want it, you can start playing with the fonts to see if you like something else. So like I could come up here to American. All right, American typewriter. And then I can say, okay, that's what that would look like. You can resize it again. So say I wanted something like that. Or you could just keep playing around. You could come to, say you had like the watermelon font. All right, and say you wanted to do something like that. All you would have to do is bring in your letter spacing. All right, so say something like that, and then I would bring that to size. All right, and then I would hit weld. And then what I would do, say I was happy with that, that's what I wanted. I would select everything and hit attach. So that way it cuts out in one solid piece. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you. So say if it's something like the letter S. So I'm sure people are going to be curious about how you would do something like this. So I'm going to come back up here to times, change that again. All right, so here's our letter S. Once again, I would come up here and change the height of that to 4, just because, like I said, it makes it easier. Now, once again, like I said, once this is all attached and welded, you can change this to whatever size you need it to be. So now it's all attached and works together. So once I have this out of 4, I'm going to come down here so that way I can get my square in here. All right, so once I have this out of 4, I'm going to even it up once again between these 4 boxes. I'm going to grab me a square, bring it down here, and then I'm going to set it right between where it's at the 2 line right here. 2 lines, so you got 1, 2. I'm going to select the S, hit slice. All right, delete these pieces here. All right, once again, use the arrow up on my laptop and just get it to where you want it. So say I was happy with that. I'd come back again to my shapes. All right, let me see how wide this entire S is. So it's 2608, 2608. So I'm going to come over here to my square. I'm going to unlock it, change the width to 2.068, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to change the height over here to the 0.03. All right, so there it is. I'm going to lock it back, hit the duplicate button. All right, so once again, I would come over here, do the same thing. I'm going to select them both, come to a line, center horizontally, and then I would bring my other square, down right here. All right, so once you have them both selected, you're going to come back to line, center horizontally, and now they are even. So then what you're going to do is select them both like this, and same thing, you would hit weld. Now also, if you wanted to, you can make these a little bit wider. So say I come to the square here, and I want to change my width to an entire 3. So we'll do that now. And let me hit unlock and change that to the 0.03, just like that. Hit lock. All right. So now what I would do, same thing, grab this top part of the S. I would center horizontally. All right. So then what I can do, take this one away. I'm going to take this with my arrow over and just kind of get that more even like that. All right, just like that. Then I would take this square again, duplicate that, bring it down. So just don't be afraid to play with it. All right, and then I would hit center horizontally, just like that. All right, so then I would hit attach, and there would be my letter S. So then I could come in and put Sam. Oop. Okay, so then I'd bring my letter in here, just like that. And you may have to size that a little bit so it can fit, so something like that. So there you would go. So you just got to play around with them a little bit, just because they're a different shape than like how the end would be so much easier. And then, like I said, if you like this thickness of this, your line to be a little bit bigger, you can always change that. So you just can play around with that first. So get you a square and hit the unlock button. So say right away you want to start with your width to be 4 inches. And then the height, say you just play around with it. So 0.05. You can see how much thicker of a line that is. And so just play with it and figure out exactly. So if you do like a 0.5, this is how thick it would be. That's why you want to do the 0.01, 0.02, something like that. So, and then you just always lock it back and hit duplicate. So whatever you wanted to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.